Chapter 28, Amazigh Scientific Temple. Kellogg was ready to pounce on the Black West Adams community when he got word that crowds had suddenly dispersed. His opportunity to seize the area had been snatched away, and he intended to know the reason why. The answer came in the form of T. Edmund Longstreet. Intelligence reports revealed that the on-air personality led a double life. In addition to his identity as a nationally syndicated radio host, Longstreet was also known in some circles as Isaac L. Bay, director of the Amazigh Scientific Temple, a black sovereign citizen organization. Adherents to the temple were practitioners of a unique form of the Muslim doctrine. They claimed to be descendants of the original inhabitants of both the Americas and the nation of Morocco. They further contended that in 1776, when American colonists won independence from England, they hadn't considered that the land they occupied was already owned and was not theirs to claim. The legality of the United States' claim to this land, let alone UCC's, wasn't recognized by members of the temple. Members further insisted that Morocco had been first to recognize the independence of the United States, and that Sultan Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah had issued a declaration in 1777 allowing American ships access to Moroccan ports. Accordingly, a treaty of peace and friendship was signed in Marrakesh in 1787 and ratified in 1836. Under the provisions of that treaty, Amazigh Americans had special rights warranting that no Amazigh citizen could be made a slave in the United States. The temple considered the U.S. government to have violated that provision. Temple dogma found a receptive audience in U.S. prisons and jails, where most of its new adherents already practiced some form of the Islamic faith. Adding to Kellogg's intrigue was evidence suggesting that T. Edmund Longstreet might also be the main spook behind Ghost Posse. The fact that leftist Muslims had influenced Christland public policy was galling enough in itself, but the fact that common street thugs had also played a part in events was beyond Kellogg's already shallow pale. Who were these niggers, and why were other niggers listening to them? The West Coast had to be taught a lesson. Under cover of darkness, streaming bands of marauding choppers and hogs made their way along Southland freeways into South Los Angeles. In the relative quiet of the pre-dawn hours, more than 200 outlaw bikers rumbled along Florence Avenue toward the infamous intersection with Normandy. The mechanical cavalry arrived bent on destruction and armed to their meth-rotted teeth. Kellogg had equipped the marauders with pre-packed man-mobile anti-tank weapons, along with instructions that black lives definitely do not matter. This particular intersection represented ground zero as regarded black defiance. By desecrating it, Kellogg was giving the middle finger to any recognition of black self-determination. The short commercial stretch of Florence just west of Normandy consisted of 3 churches, an AutoZone, party supply, liquor, and hardware store, all of which were reduced to embers, soot, and cinders after the bikers discharged a blinding display of combustion on them. While the disintegration of the wood-framed structures produced a spectacular conflagration against the moonless sky, it was the 7 and 76 stations at the infamous intersection proper that reacted most sensationally to the high-impact superplastic anti-tank warheads. To equate the night sky with the 4th of July would be to severely underappreciate the state of the bikers' patriotism. In the afterglow of the roiling flames, billowing smoke and chaos, the bikers switched off their headlights, broke into smaller groups, and scattered onto the various of 5 different freeways that crossed Florence Avenue. Police response time was slow.